Hey, everybody. I think I actually have this working. Here is part one, The Boyhood of Rama. Probably. Maybe. Definitely working. Isn't this just a lovely day?
Hello, everyone. This is your teacher, Nolan Patrick, and I'm going to read to you the Ramayana, a story from ancient India that will talk a lot about Hinduism. I'm going to start on number one uh, and just keep reading. So feel free to follow along. Here I go. Number one, the boyhood of Rama. On the banks of the Sarayu River stood the beautiful city of Ayodhya, the capital of Kosala. In the city, there were magnificent palaces decorated with precious stones. Spires of great temples rose above the city as if to touch the sky. For protection, the city was surrounded by a great moat. The people of Ayodhya were peace loving and happy. No one was ignorant or poor. Everyone had faith in God and read the scriptures daily. Each person knew his or her role in society. The Brahmins devoted their lives to studying the sacred texts. The rulers and warriors governed and protected the city. The farmers and merchants fed and clothed the citizens. Yet all was not well in Ayodhya. Dasaratha, the king, was unhappy. Although he was very old, he had no son to inherit his throne. One day the king called upon his priest Vasitha, he said, I'm growing old. I long for a son who will take my place on the throne. The priest knew all too well that his king needed to have a son. He replied, Dasaratha, you will have sons. I shall perform a sacred rite to please the gods. Excited by this wonderful news, the king ran to tell his three wives, Sumitra, Kaikeya, and Kausalya, I will have sons. At the same moment, many of the gods were growing more and more angry with Ravana, the ruler of the Rakshas, or demons. Ravana was no ordinary looking demon. He had 10 heads and 20 arms. He also had remarkable powers, but he was using his power to prevent the gods and holy men from performing sacred rituals. This was a terrible insult to all who were holy. Learning of Ravana's actions, Vishnu, the protector of the universe, decided it was time to do something. But what? Years ago, Ravana was granted a boon, or promise. This boon protected him from the gods and demons. How then, Vishnu wondered, could Ravana be stopped? Vishnu thought, Ravana in his arrogance protected himself only from the beings whom he thought could hurt him. He failed to protect himself from humans and monkeys. Vishnu decided to be born as a human who could kill Ravana. The gods and the holy men were pleased with his decision. Vishnu sent a message to King Dasaratha with payasam, a sweet made of milk and rice, laced with a special potion. The messenger said, Give each of the three wives this drink. It is a boon that will bring sons. Then the messenger disappeared. The king gave each of his wives part of the drink. No sooner had his wives finished than each shone with the glow of a divine being in their womb. There was great rejoicing in the city when 4 sons were born to the king. Their names were Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Saurana. Even as infants, everyone noticed that Rama and Lakshmana were inseparable. It was as if they were one life in 2 bodies. All 4 sons grew to be intelligent men. They learned the holy scriptures well. They were devoted to the welfare of others. Dasaratha was finally happy. He enjoyed watching his sons grow before his eyes. He did not say it in so many words, but he did have the special place in his heart for Rama. One day the sage or wise man, Vishvamitra, came to Ayodhya to see the king. The king had great respect for him. Greetings, O wise one. What brings you to my kingdom? The sage says, I've come to ask you for a favor. How can I help? No wish is too great to ask, the king responded. It pleases me to hear those words from you, said Vishwamitra. I have been trying to perform an important sacred rite, which is again and again being interrupted by Ravana's demons. My vows prevent me from personally fighting these demons. The king listened intently. I pray, Dasaratha, you allow me to take Rama with me to protect my sacred rite. But Rama is only a child. He is but 16 years of age. I have a better idea. I shall send you my armies to battle these demons. I will even accompany you. I shall fight these demons with my own hands. Please do not take Rama. Without Rama, I cannot live even a few minutes. The king began to weep. Vishwamitra understood the king's pain, but the sage also had no choice. He knew that Rama was an avatar, or an incarnation of Vishnu on earth. He also knew that only Vishnu in human form could kill Ravana. The king told Rama about Vishwakarma's request. Rama understood and willingly went with the sage. I shall go too, father, declared Lakshmana. The king did not protest. Rama and Lakshmana, weapons slung over their shoulders, and followed the sage along the Sarayu river bank. The journey was a long one. Whenever the three stopped to rest, the sage took the time to teach the boys how to use the powerful weapons of the gods to fight the demons. They journeyed until they reached the foot of the frightening forest. They paused. The sage said, This was once a beautiful and prosperous country. Now the terrible she-demon Tataka lives here. She attacks and kills anyone who enters. Neither Rama nor Lakshmana were afraid. The sage turned to Rama and said, Now it is up to you to rid the forest of these demons. By doing so, you will restore the land to the prosperity and peace it once enjoyed. Rama clutched his bow and removed arrows from his quiver. Rama and Lakshmana followed Vishwamitra into the forest. They heard many strange and frightening sounds. Each step they took brought them deeper into the forest. Suddenly, there was an unearthly roar. The three men stopped. From nowhere, a huge rock came hurling out of the sky straight for Rama. He slipped an arrow in place and drew his bow. He fired just as the rock was about to hit him. The arrow split the rock in two. The pieces fell harmlessly to earth. Then, appearing out of the two trees, Rama saw a horrible sight. It was the hideous form of the demoness Tataka. She was enormous. Around her neck was a human skull. She had a sharp claw on her hands. She looked at Rama and made a growling noise. Lakshmana decided to wait no longer. He fired his arrow and gravely wounded the demoness. A strange look came over her face as she felt the arrow pierce her flesh. Placing her hand to the wound, she moaned, What mortals have wounded me? Then, taking careful aim, Rama fired his arrows into Tataka's heart, killing her. No sooner had the she-demon died than the gods in heaven rained lotus blossoms down on Rama, blessing him. The three continued on their journey deeper into the forest. Along the way, Rama and Lakshmana killed many demons. The sage told Rama, I am delighted with you. I shall give you even greater weapons to defeat any enemy. He knew that Rama's work was far from complete. There was still the powerful Ravana to deal with. It was one thing to kill Ravana's demons. It was another to kill Ravana himself. The three finally left the forest. They headed to Mithilia to visit King Janaka. Seeing the sage, Janaka greeted him. Have I told you about my daughter? Please tell me about her, responded the sage. The king spoke. A few years ago, a portion of my land was being plowed, and I found a divine child in a furrow. I called her Sita and adopted her as my own daughter. She has grown into a beautiful young woman. Many princes have desired her hand in marriage. But I wanted the man who married Masita to be a man of great strength and righteousness. To prove his strength, this man would have to lift and string the ancient bow of Shiva. No man has shown the strength to even lift this bow. The sage turned to Rama and said, There is a bow belonging to King Janaka that I would like you to string. Rama entered a long room, filled with thousands of people. The bow was so heavy, it took no less than 5,000 exceptionally strong men to bring the bow and its casing into the room. Several princes who had tried to lift the bow looked on as Rama approached the weapon. Rama looked at Shiva's bow. First, he touched it. It was beautiful. Then, with no effort whatsoever, he hoisted the bow from its casing and started to string it. As he did so, the bow snapped in two and fell to the palace floor. First, there was disbelief. Then, everyone stood and chanted, Rama, Rama. The king rose to his feet and declared, Sita has found her spouse. Send a messenger to Ayodhya, informing them of the wedding of Rama to my daughter Sita. The wedding ceremony was held in the palace. As part of the ceremony, the worship of the sacred fire began. The holiest sages recited mantras, prayers. After this, King Janaka led Sita to Rama. He placed her hand in his and said to Rama, This is Sita, my daughter. O Rama, who is from today your partner in life. Accept her. Hold her hand in yours. She will always follow you as your shadow. Rama looked at Sita. He had never seen a more beautiful woman. Sita looked at Rama. She'd never seen a more handsome man. Following the wedding, everyone returned to Ayodhya. All in the city cheered their arrival. Rama and Sita continued to serve their parents and delight the holy ones and gods. Sita and Rama were perfect husband and wife. They were exceedingly devoted to each other. Rama's parents watched him mature into a young prince. Rama was perfectly perfect young man. He had all the noble qualities. He was patient with others' wrongs, but would not do wrong himself. He enjoyed the company of elders and wise men. He was very intelligent and courageous. He was righteous and kind. He was the perfect warrior. He knew when to use violence and when not to. He was healthy, strong, and handsome. He was highly learned in the scriptures. Rama was a Satpurusa, the ideal man. That's the end of part one. I'll see you for part two in Life in Ayodhya.